You know, we hear about DNA all the time, right? It's the famous blueprint for life. But here's the thing about a blueprint. It can't build anything on its own. You need a crew. Today, we're going to meet that crew. The trillions and trillions of proteins that are actually building, running, and maintaining our bodies every single second. So welcome to the incredible world of proteomics. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to start with the problem that honestly affects millions of us. From there, we'll dive into the science behind it, and then we'll see how that science is kicking off a revolution worth billions of dollars.
So we're going to kick things off with allergies. And I know what you might be thinking. What do allergies have to do with cutting-edge science? Well, it turns out this really common problem is the perfect doorway to understanding why proteins are just so incredibly important.
Just take a look at that number for a second. That's almost $25 billion. That's how much food allergies cost every single year in the US alone. And we're not just talking about doctor bills here. This is about the financial hit to families, lost workdays, the whole thing. It is a massive issue. And you can see, the problem is getting worse, especially for kids. But here's the real key, the absolute heart of the matter. You're not actually allergic to a peanut. Your body is having a massive overreaction to specific proteins inside that peanut. And suddenly, this isn't just a story about allergies anymore. It's a protein problem. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, so if proteins are at the center of the issue, how do we study them? Well, that brings us to the hero of our story, proteomics. This is the science that lets us look past our genes and see what our bodies are actually doing right now.
And this slide just perfectly sums it up. Think about it this way. Genomics, the study of our DNA, gives us the architectural blueprint. But proteomics? That's the study of the actual workers in the machines on the job site, the proteins that read the blueprint and do all the work. Now here's the part that'll blow your mind. Your DNA, your blueprint, is pretty much set for life, right? But your proteome, all your proteins, that's like a live streaming video of your body. It changes minute to minute based on if you're sick, if you're stressed, even what you just ate. It's the ultimate real-time biological dashboard.
So, how in the world do you study something that's always in flux? Well, scientists have two main strategies. You can think of it like two different mechanics, both trying to figure out how a car engine works, but they go about it in completely different ways. So first, you've got the bottom-up approach. This mechanic is meticulous. They take the entire engine apart piece by piece and lay every single nut, bolt, and washer out on the floor to make a perfect inventory. Scientists do the same. They break the proteins into tiny fragments, analyze each one, and then use powerful computers to figure out what the original proteins were. It's the best way to get a complete parts list.
But then you have the top-down method. This mechanic keeps the engine running. They want to see how all the parts actually work together in real time. By studying the whole, intact protein, scientists can see not just what it is, but what it's doing. If it's been modified, if it's worn out, if it's working correctly. It's a totally different perspective.
Okay, so we've got these incredible scientific tools, but this isn't just happening in a lab somewhere. This is changing our world as we speak. Let's take a look at what proteomics is doing out in the real world.
And this is where it all comes together. In medicine, proteomics is like an early warning system. It can spot tiny protein biomarkers in your blood that can signal cancer long before you'd ever see a tumor on a scan. For creating new drugs, it's like a heat-seeking missile, helping scientists find the exact protein they need to target. And to bring things full circle, it's the technology that keeps our food safe by detecting those very same allergens that we started with.
Now, whenever something has this kind of an impact, it's not just about science, it's also about economics. This newfound ability to understand our bodies has created a huge global industry. Let's follow the money.
Yeah, just let that number sink in for a moment. Nearly $59 billion. That's the forecast for the proteomics market in just a few years. It's proof that being able to decode our proteins isn't just great science, it's incredible business.
And the growth is just explosive. The market is on track to nearly double in only 5 years. So what's driving this? It's really two things. The technology is getting better and cheaper, and there's this huge push for personalized medicine, treatments designed for your specific body, not just for the average person. So, where's all this investment going? Well, you can see it right here. Almost half of the entire industry is focused on one area, finding and developing new drugs. It really shows you that proteomics is no longer on the sidelines, it's right at the center of how we're creating the medicines of the future.
So, we've got on this journey from the static DNA blueprint to the living, breathing instruction manual of the body, the proteome. We can now read that manual in ways we could only dream of before, helping us understand everything from a simple allergy to the complexities of cancer. And it really leaves us with this one huge question. Now that we can finally read our body's real-time instructions, what are we going to do with that knowledge?